The console wars are over. It's been celebrated now between Xbox and PlayStation, with both companies launching games onto each other's consoles. So this past week was a pretty landmark week in gaming. It's not the first time we've seen competing consoles launch first-party titles onto the other console, even between PlayStation and Xbox. I mean, MLB The Show has landed on Xbox, which is a first-party PlayStation title. And obviously, Xbox has put multiple games onto the PlayStation console. But this past week, we got on the same day two major titles here landing on the two competing consoles. You had Helldivers 2 landing on Xbox with Halo crossover content, and then you had Gears of War Reloaded landing on PlayStation, the first time PlayStation players were able to play Gears of War. So a massive week here. We know the gaming landscape has changed. Both of these companies have said the measure of success now is not the amount of consoles that sell. There are many other things like the engagement and the amount of people who are playing within your ecosystem. All of that is far more important now than the console sales. They know this, and we're going to see more games from PlayStation on Xbox, from Xbox on PlayStation. And I think overall it's consumer friendly. It tears down these walls, and it just gets people to be able to play games that they haven't been able to play before. It's being celebrated here by multiple social media accounts calling the end of the console wars because of this week, because of the release of these games. You have Gears of War here saying ending the console war one grub at a time. Thank you for 1 million players. 1 million players is big. I mean, it just dropped. It's a game that's been out since the Xbox 360. I'm sure many people, even on PlayStation, have probably played the game already on their Xbox or even on PC with the Xbox or the Gears of War Ultimate Edition that already launched. This is the third time that they've released this one with an upgrade. So it's a game people have had plenty of time to play. I've been playing through it. I love it. I think they've done a great job with upgrading the graphics a bit, the resolutions and the frame rates and everything. It looks really, really nice playing in 4K. And then multiplayer has been a lot of fun. I've spent a decent amount of time in that, and you're getting full lobbies. Like it feels like you're getting back to this community for Gears of War growing and getting bigger. And it has some part to do here with PlayStation players jumping in. So I think overall that is a good thing. You also have Aaron Greenberg here using this picture here saying love is in the air with PlayStation and Xbox logos, and then Helldivers 2, of course, and the Gears of War logo, again, celebrating the launch of each game on each other's platforms. They know, I mean, it does not matter. They're selling their games. They're making money. They're going to try to sell this thing as everything is hunky-dory between the two companies. But now they're competing on how can they get more users acquired? How can they sell more units of their games? That is going to be the end goal here for both of these companies. Then you have Nixxes Software here, which is the first-party PlayStation studio that helped develop Helldivers 2 to port it on to Xbox. And you could bet Nixxes is probably working on other Xbox ports as we speak. That's their studio that they use to port a lot of their titles. And they say here, our team worked hard to ensure the deployment of reinforcements on Xbox. We deeply appreciate the overwhelming love and support from the Helldivers 2 community. Thank you for looking after the new cadets. And from all accounts, because you've seen a lot of the fanboy accounts and everything play down the success of Helldivers 2 since it has launched on Xbox, thinking, oh, it has nothing to do with Xbox buying the game. It has to do with new content coming in, even just Halo content and landing and PlayStation players going to play. But even when Helldivers 2 did launch, the reality was it was the PC community that really held this game up at the start. PlayStation 5 users had purchased and played less of it. So it's hilarious when you're seeing people downplay the fact that the game gets launched on another platform, and it's from the first party that they love, but because people on another console are playing it, they have to downplay the success of it. So Helldivers 2 is extremely successful. It's doing well on Xbox as well in terms of overall sales. We do kind of have some estimates here now. These are just estimates. These aren't exact numbers. So definitely I would say take these with a grain of salt. But this comes via, I believe, Alinea Analytics Alinea Analytics down there. You can see the watermark, but Clute tweets this out saying Helldivers 2 on Xbox sold 600,000 copies, which is very good for the first week that this game has been out, less than a week or whatever it has been, right? A few days that the game has dropped. It's very good. 600,000 copies. That's a good chunk of money here that PlayStation gets to make just by simply porting the game from one console to the next, where we have two consoles that are very, very similar in specs. And I'm sure it is not very hard to take a PlayStation 5 game and port it over to the Xbox Series X and S, simply because the architecture is identical. I can't see it being that hard with a game like Helldivers 2. And they instantly sell 600K copies in a few days. I'm sure they're going to sell more than that in the life cycle of this game. But if you do the quick math, I mean, again, this is just an estimate. He says here $21 million has already been made on that Xbox port. And they say here, look at that, Toki, easy money made, bring more games over. Last of Us, Spider-Man Returnal is next. And there's many rumors out there that there would be first-party single-player experiences dropping on to the Xbox console, which I can see happening at a certain point now, especially after the success of Helldivers 2. They're looking at the money. He's completely correct there. Hiroki Toki is looking at this and thinking he doesn't care about a game being exclusive to PlayStation. If they're going to be able to make millions of dollars off Xbox users, they're going to bring more games over to the Xbox platform to help increase their quarterly results and show that their shareholders that they are growing and they're doing better than they have previously. So who knows what we will see next? I could see Returnal for sure. A lot of people have talked about that. Spider-Man is one that potentially could happen simply because of the whole Disney license and how much that game costs to make. And if they launch Spider-Man 2 on Xbox at some point, that game would sell instantly millions of copies on the Xbox platform. Millions. They would be raking it in because of how popular that IP is. So I could see that happening. And it is the way of the future where you're going to be able to play the games you want to play on whatever device that you want to play it on. So very successful right now in terms of these cross-platform models. A million players there. You have from Gears of War going on to PlayStation 5, and that's obviously across PlayStation, Xbox, Game Pass, all the players added in, but instantly a million. And then you have the 600K around, you could guess are sold here on Xbox. And it also shows that Xbox players obviously do buy games. They will play and buy those. They will buy and play those games if they do land onto the Xbox platform. But the console war is essentially over at this point. You can argue who won it. I mean, PlayStation definitely outsold Xbox over the last two generations by a significant amount. So PlayStation, I would say, won the sales of the console war. But Xbox did a very good job of taking their lower market position where the industry was just focusing on console sales and exclusives and getting people into your ecosystem by pushing that piece of hardware into their living room. They saw that and said, we can't compete on that level. There's a multitude of reasons. One of the big reasons is PlayStation has a better brand identity for a lot of people. It sells better across the world, like in Japan and other parts of the world where Xbox just does not sell at all. I think those are two major reasons why PlayStation has beaten Xbox on their overall sales. They see this, they realize they can't compete on that. They pivot into the services. They've pushed and been the first out here to open up this whole multi-platform strategy. They've led, and PlayStation is now following them into that world. And I think going forward into the future, when you take a look at both of those ecosystems, Xbox has set themselves up significantly better for winning whatever comes next year, which I think is the ecosystem, the platform, and the engagement of users with the games that they do put out. Even take a look at the recent results of the top selling games on PlayStation. They've been Xbox games. So this to me opens up a new future, a very interesting things to track here to see which games come and how each of these companies are going to continue to expand out with the console wars being over. But all in the video there. If you did enjoy this video, hit that thumbs up. If you are new here, hit that subscribe, and I will catch you guys in the next video.